my goodness, is this really working? Okay, good. Hopefully this is working. This is Pamela Steele, and last night when I got home from work, there was a package from Schiffer Publishing, and it has the pre-release copy of the Eternal Seeker Oracle in it. This is the one that I'm so excited about. That's why I'm showing you the deck and not me, because I'm a horrible mess right now. First of all, when it came, I mean, everything is in this box right here. Schiffer did an amazing job of designing. I would have never come up with this cover, but they did, and it's fabulous. It's a really sturdy box. I like the fact that it's not shiny. It's a matte finish. That makes me very, very happy. And on the back of the box, it's, well, we're looking at this a couple of ways. There's the blurb by Eric Dunn, and then this is one of my favorite little characters out of the, these guys seem to be able to read my mind. Anyway, this is the back of the box, and when you open it, it is a magnetic closed box. Yay. This is the interior, okay? I'm just in love with this whole thing. Now this is the first time I've really seen it. I've seen the specs on it, but to actually have it in my possession, this is it. You're seeing it for the first time like me. The companion book, ooh, nice. And there again, it's a matte finish. It's not glossy. I'm not really fussy about glossy. This book was written as a companion to the deck itself. It's a 33 card oracle deck, and really, I kind of did it for everybody. It was one of those, the next step in the evolution of divination according to me. But the table of contents, everything's listed, everything's here. The foreword by my dear friend, my sweetheart, one of my favorite people in the whole world, Benabel Wynn. She is amazing, and when she asked me at the Northwest Tarot Symposium a few years if I would do her a favor, I said, anything, you name it, girl, it's yours. And she said to me, may I write the foreword for the Eternal Seeker Oracle? And I went, oh gee, let me think about that. Yes, please. Just completely honored, and I couldn't be happier. When she sent it to me, I read about, I don't know, a third of the way into it, and my first thought was, who's she talking about? But then I realized we always don't see ourselves the way other people see us. So I'm truly flattered and truly pleased. But okay, table of contents. It tells you a little bit about what an oracle is. There's an ethics page here, the care and feeding of your deck, the importance of keeping a journal, and how to compose questions that are going to give you clear answers. And then shuffling and dealing, because oracle cards are larger. And then I included some spreads in here that I designed especially for this deck. Then it goes through from 1 to 33. Where is it? Oh, there we are. 1 to 33. I started with 1 instead of 0 for the Seeker, the Fool, because 1 is the number of the starting point. I mean, you can't change the world unless you work on yourself first, kind of thing, and that's kind of where I was at with it. Anyway, this is the book. It's got everything there again. If you're at all familiar with tarot, I don't think you'll have any trouble with this deck, because it's completely inspired by the tarot's major arcana. The additional cards in the Steel Wizard got me going to the 28 cards, and I thought, well, as long as I'm at 28, why don't we round it out? So it evolved over time. It actually began as a poster for the Northwest Tarot Symposium. Oh, back in 2015, the first year it started, and the poster I did, where the working title was The Hermit Dude. So as you can see, it was the Hermit Dude, but it turned into more than that. It became the Eternal Seeker eventually, and instead of the Hermit Dude, he's now called Spirit Guide. Anyway, this is the book itself. I'm just going to go through this quickly. That's me. My name, well, my signature. I'm really not that. Anyway, It's color illustrated, and again, we're looking at matte finish, so it doesn't have a glare on it, which I really, really, really like. The Magician, we go on in, and then when we get to the Divine Feminine, which takes the place of the Empress in this book. When we get to there, I wanted to fill in the gap, so we've got the crone, and so that is what really, well, the numbering was off anyway, so I figured, oh, let's just roll with it. So anyway, the book goes through page by page. At the end of each chapter, you have room for notes. I wanted to make sure that people could write down their thoughts and stuff. And where did I? No, he's back here further. But so that they could keep track of what's going on, and maybe even a start on their journal, just so you got plenty of room here for notes. This is the Hermit dude. This was the guy that was on the posters and the t-shirts and everything else that started this whole thing. So to Jay and Jedzia DeForest, thank you very much. I don't know whether to be cranky or grateful. Well, probably a little of both. It was a lot of work. Anyway, we go on the way through, and each of the cards represents an archetype. And rather than go with the traditional names, what the names I gave them are meant to more reflect what the core of the archetype represents. For like the devil, it's attachments. Where did we go? Oh, the tower became chaos. So there's a variety of different. I think if you've ever read tarot, or you've been interested in tarot and you're familiar with the major arcana, particularly the Rider-Waite-Smith editions of it, and there are many because there's so many great decks out there today. I don't think you're going to have any trouble reading with this. I've used it, the sample deck that I had before, I've used it to beginner reading, just drawing a card and then turning around and saying, okay, here's where we're going to focus. And the person sitting across from me, and I pressure tested this thing at a show, a couple of years ago. Well, before all this shutdown stuff started. And when I'm pressure testing this deck, everybody that sat down at my table for 5 days, I would fan the deck out and ask them to pick a card, and they'd pull one. And whatever archetype they pull, whichever card they pulled out of this, it told me exactly where they were, what they were looking at, and how they were approaching it. And they would sit there. I mean, these are people I've never met before in my life. They've never had a reading. Their jaws would drop and they'd say, how did you know? Well, okay, it's your inner divinity talking to mine. But meanwhile, this is the card that I put in between what would have been the Tower and the Star, because I always thought it needed a bridge, so we have hope. And then the Star card, she became inspiration. Okay, so there's a lot of little things in this deck that I did mostly because I had questions and it didn't make sense to me, and I tend to think very linear when I'm figuring things out. So that's how this all came to be. Now, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, we have cards. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I love this. Technically they're borderless, but can you see that? Can you? Okay, they're a little bit of a gloss to them, not much. Can you see the way that what they've done is they put the title of the card, and behind it, in very faint, almost ghost-like letters, is the same title, but in a different script. It's absolutely breathtaking. I love it. I love it too much. This is the Seeker. Ooh, nice cardstock. Very nice cardstock. Solid. Ooh, look at the backs. Look at that. See, now I wouldn't have come up with this either, so working with Schiffer has been an absolute boon for me. I'm loving this. I'm enamored. I am enchanted. So yes, okay. Anyway, back to the cards. Magus, anyway, just depends on how you say it, I suppose. The Magician, High Priestess, the Oracle, and this was the second card I did. This image had been in my head for years. I don't know why, but it had been, so I thought, well, I'll have a look at it. Anyway, she turned out and I was really happy with her, so we have the oracle here. I don't know if this is going to work or not. This is, here, listen. Try tipping it, like right about, we hold it right there. Can you still see, I hope, without too much of a glare? It's driving me nuts. Okay, okay. The Divine Feminine. And these are looking pretty dark in the video, but they're not. The color tones and everything is just, you see the chrome? Can you see her? I wish that this wasn't glaring off of that, but it is. So we'll do it this way. Anyway, okay, here we go. Get back over there. Don't get all mixed up. I hate it when they get mixed up and they're brand new. Okay, we have the crone because we had to have the maiden, mother, and crone. So we have the oracle, the divine feminine, and the crone because crone magic is essential. Speaking as an old lady, I never thought I'd get here, yay me. But we needed a crone in this deck. Here we have the elder gods, which I had a lot of fun with because I feel like they're awake now and they're listening and they're paying attention and they're waiting to see what we do. And you know, I woke up the other night in the middle of a panic attack thinking, what am I doing? And the whole time I'm doing this deck, I could hear the voice that's been in my head since I was a little girl. And it was comforting. It was saying, no, you got this. We can do this. You know, all you need to do is, and following that guidance, here we go. So when I wake up and I'm having a mild panic attack, I'm breathing. I know what to do. I know how to handle this. And out of the blue, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? This is insane. My monkey brain was going crazy. And the voice asked me, do you trust me? And I never hesitated. I said, yes. We're watching. We're paying attention. We've got this. Okay, you got this. I'm happy. So anyway, and then we have traditions, which takes the place of the Hierophant. This was a lot of fun too. And this little scroll that he's holding here, in the back of the companion book, there is the charts that tell you the meaning of each of these witch symbols. I found it online, and I do have it listed in the back too. And the same with the runic symbols. There's a graft at the back or a chart at the back of the book for those too. Just because, and these are the basics. I mean, not everybody agrees on everything, but these were the interpretations and the keywords that I've used over the years working with runes and symbols. Okay. This is the one that takes the place of the lovers, and it's choices, which is the choice between what is sacred and what is profane. Sacred alignment, the chariot. Oh, I had fun with this one because I love horses. And there was something about this old guy that just reeked of power because no bridles, no saddles, no nothings. He's balanced up there. He's got this. Anyway, this is called sacred alignment. This one is the replacement for strength. It's number 10. It's called Soul Fire. Thank you, Maya Heath, my cousin and best friend, because I don't know what to call it. Farble. And we were talking on the phone. She lives in another country a long way away. And out of the blue, she said, well, it's like your soul's on fire. It's nice. Okay, soul fire. We got it. Anyway, that's why we come in pairs sometimes. So a lot of people had a lot of influence in this deck, and I'm very, very pleased because now my epitaph will not read, did not play well with others. This is the Hermit Dude, aka Spirit Guide. That was a little more professional and classy and arcane and significant than Hermit Dude. Anyway, and then we come to the Wheel of Time as opposed to the Wheel of Fortune, because time is running in cycles, and nothing is really new and nothing is really old. It simply is. Had a lot of fun with this one. These are little hourglasses with stars instead of sand. Anyway, you'll see it. If you pick up the deck, I think you'll enjoy it because it's really super easy. Justice. Okay? It's called the law. And the law is for all. No one is exempt. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your beliefs are. There is a cosmic law that applies to each and every one of us, and we will answer. Anyway, that's the law. I thought it was kind of cute too, but then also I like old guys with gray. Anyway, okay, And then instead of the moon, we have perception. And I just love dragons, so I thought this was a good way to go. So it's like that Sesame Street song. That's about the size where you put your eyes. Well, okay. Anyway, that's perception. And this card, the Traveler, is actually, I put this together out of a few different pictures that I had worked up that were just in my miscellaneous file. And 3 days before a very dear friend of mine crossed over, she lost her battle to breast cancer. I sat down to work on this card, and it just popped into my head. This is what you need. So I pulled the ingredients out of my files and created the Traveler. And most of these images took about 20 hours actual working time to get. This one took maybe 3. It was that fast, and I knew as soon as I finished it that she would be gone in 3 days. And I looked at the time, and it was 3 o'clock. And 3 days later, at 3 o'clock, my friend crossed over. Told her to save me a spot. Okay, and now we have harmony instead of temperance. Okay, I thought it was a lot of fun. But if you see, her hair comes down and forms a waterfall that goes into her lap and flows then out to the left. Anyway, you'll see it. This was a really fun one to do too. And yay, she's the box cover now. Go figure. Okay, attachments, again, the devil. Usually they're of our own making. Oh, stop that. Okay. Number 17, attachments. See, I've got this, but I've explained the numbering in the book too, so you don't have to freak out. Chaos or the Tower. It's one of my favorites. Colossus of Rhodes. I must have seen this in a picture somewhere because I could not shake this image out of my head the whole time, and it was there again. The thing about creating a deck of any kind, you live each card as you create it, no exceptions. And so it's kind of nice when you come to a card like this one that is in between what would have been the Tower and the Star. I just really enjoyed I know they look really dark, but they're not. There's all kinds of subtle tones and hues in these. It's just, this camera is a little silly. But anyway, hope. There's always hope. You've got to have that. And then you have inspiration. There was a lady, she did a Hawaiian tarot, and she sent me a copy, and it had a postcard in it of this, sort of like this figure. But it was her face, and I thought it was adorable, so I got her permission to use her face. Well, to use this picture. Anyway. Yeah, Catalin's a really great kid. Anyway, or woman, I guess I shouldn't say that. Intuition. And Otter is one of my totem animals, so I always get a kick out of if I can put Otter in there somewhere, I'm happy. Well, I'm happy anyway, but for the most part. Okay, and this is the card that replaces the sun. And it's called Heart Song because you have to find what makes your heart sing and follow and do that. Be that. You become what makes your heart sing. It reminds me of my kids when they were little. Of course, they're all grown up and big guys, but whatever. And this is Rebirth, aka Judgment. It tells you that you're changing and evolving right down to a cellular level. So here we go. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Attainment, the world. This is another one that I wonder if I hope you can see that. It's just a little, okay, I'll try it this way. Get out of there. Okay. But this is my world card. It's in your hands if you just reach out and take it. This is from the Steele Wizard. You've got the Weaver card in there, so I added the Weaver into here. And almost like the Norns, but it was really inspired by Grandmother Spider. Look up that legend. It's a Native American legend. It was really great. Anyway, and then we have the universe, okay? And this is that still point between two extreme points of power. Neither will ever dominate the other. The light will never dominate shadow. The darkness will never dominate the light. And we as divine humans having an experience in the physical are that still point between two extremes. So remember that as you're making your little journey here with the rest of us. Here we go. This is truth again from the Steele Wizard. It's knowing yourself and standing in your truth and taking off the mask and being you, because no one else is actually qualified, which is true. I mean, no one else can be you. So you quit trying to be someone else. You can be you. It's good. You have to. No one else is qualified. So, okay. And now we have shadows. The one in the Steele Wizard was called Soul Twins, but it's about embracing your shadows and denying nothing. You have to embrace and accept all parts of you. Okay, got it? This one looks like my friend John, and his birthday's coming up. It really does look like John, and it's called the Guardian and the Guardian of the Gates. So only those who are truth seekers can enter and pass through. And the runes that I was talking about, this is one place that I've used them liberally. And the way I chose them was I got one of my bags of runes out, and I would reach in and shake them around and say, okay, which rune goes here? And whatever one I pulled out, that's the one I'd use. So yay. Anyway, that there again, the chart with basic explanations is in the book too. It'll get you started. This is wisdom. Wisdom is, see the owl? It's on the back. Okay. I can't pick a favorite card. It'd be like trying to pick a favorite child. But this one really resonates. It really resonated with me all the way down to, from top to bottom when I was doing it and after it was done. So yeah, there's something about wisdom. I really, 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 really liked it. Anyway, and this is one that Benabal, she oohed on odd over this one. And this was called Emergence. It's when you come to the end of the darkness, when you come to the end of a long, dark labyrinth, and find your way to where you can begin the next phase of your journey. That's what this one is about. Is about reaching that point where you're ready to actually experience freedom. And this is infinity. And if you haven't figured out what infinity means yet, well, it's all explained in the book too, but in a little more detail than me saying, yep, it's all that is. I am all that, and so on and so forth. And finally, last card in the deck. And this one actually in the Steele Wizard was called Evolution. Okay? I changed it because I kind of split it up between Emergence and Infinity. Okay? And this is the I Am card, again, inspired by the Steele Wizard. And it's, just remember the comma. I am that, comma, I am. Okay? It's a dragon's eye, just in case you were wondering. And anyway, this is, and I am super, super thrilled, tickled. I love the quality. It's sturdy, but it's got a flex to it, so this is good. Easy to handle. Look at the size of those, and I got big hands. But I'm loving this. So they're probably, I'm guessing, 3.5 by 5. Don't start shuffling. And I really, anyway, this is the deck. It'll be available. Today is January the 8th. It will be available, should be ready to go in 6 to 8 weeks. So, let's see, the end of Marchish, or yeah. Let's see, January, February, March. Yeah, March, April, somewhere in there. Okay? Okay, kids, well, there you go. Thank you so much for paying attention, or at least listening to my rambling. Strength and honor. And we will see you soon. Thank you.